saying they look good.
Yeah, look at the growth.
Welcome home, son. It's gonna be your home for the next 2 months. Straight up.
Straight up.
We'll be able to make a plant management plan for the landowner. With that, we will take their goals and figure out what they have on their property and what they want on their property in the future. So usually you're making a 10-year plan, 15-year plan, or a 20-year plan.
If you start managing your north and your east slopes, that's your most productive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one here, the slopes all along this piece here are all facing north. So these are the better sites for deeper soils. They're a little more fertile, they're cooler, they're moister, as opposed to these guys that are facing south or west. By the time the sun comes up in the afternoon, trees are sucking the moisture out, the soils are thinner, they're not going to respond to growth. They're going to grow very, more slowly.
Became interested in processing and making things. Solid walnut, so not veneers, so people who are really into this, luxurious side of the walnut.
We bought a sawmill. We got into processing a little bit of walnut, but not to sell to the open market, but to do our own heirloom type pieces. Mm-hmm. We built a kiln. We'll show you guys that all here in a little bit. And so we're pretty vertically integrated. Look at the size of that walnut tree. We got all kinds of ideas. When we kind of blindly planted 1,400, not blindly, but blindly in the sense that even though a lot of guys said don't do it that way, we did it anyway, and we took some really great land for, I guess people said would have been good for livestock, and we put walnuts down there. That began our venture into the walnut world. We started with walnuts, and we said we're going to plant a bunch of them, but not, we initially thought we'd plant like 5,000, but then we got into our first 1,400. And there was so much involved in getting that right. So we're like, let's just do this right. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we're trying to do right now.
You focused on the right part. I mean, any riparian corridor, any bottomland is usually the place that you want to grow walnut. But you've got the disadvantage, as every Ozark landowner does, is that's usually either silt soil or gravel soil. So that bottom down there is going to be a combination of conditions, and in the right spot, you're going to grow fantastic walnut.
Yeah.
In that gravel spot, it's going to sit there, and I call them basket walnuts because they'll grow up about 8 feet tall, and then it loses apical dominance. In other words, it loses that main leader.
Yep.
The hormonal situation in that tree gets out of kink because it just doesn't have enough juice to keep it going. Well, it's interesting to put the neighborhood together when
it is. In fact, this project has helped us do that.
Look at all that fresh growth.
Considering it's bottomland, right?
Yeah, look at that fresh. This is all fresh growth.
It's all the way down from down here.
Take your extremes. So you take your runt of the litter, but take your big one. And if you're going to do any kind of DNA, you want to look at that, you could do that. It's not the fertigation system you've got down there, the best fertilizer you've got for this land or the footsteps. It's that connection to the land.
Coming here and being in the woods, and I love working with wood. I'm fascinated by the walnut plantation. It's come to be, seeing them grow from little twigs all the way to trees, if you want to call them that.
You and your cousins planting them.
Yeah.
7 stands total, but the first 2 are going to be right here next to the Seagren house, the pine stand, and then the second one we're going to be doing right here. It's oak pine mix. Or stand 1 right here and stand 2 right here into a grid. So on each point of the grid is a plot that we're going to take data on. So a plot consists of a circle with a radius 37.2 feet in radius. And in that, we identify all of and take data on all of the trees 1 inch or bigger. We GPS our plots on our coordinates. Grid system set up for that. There's flags. And then there's a smaller circle at 11.8 feet in diameter where we take the regeneration. So we take proportional amount of plots to the land size. And the regeneration is anything from 1 foot high to 1 inch in diameter. That tells us when we start thinning the stand, what's going to be coming up next for the next generation. The regeneration is variable across the whole stand. It's going to take a little bit of
I love that. So you could take something like this and compare it to something that's not doing so well and see if genetically they're different.
Be cool
And then
to do
actually,
some baked,
and then actually genetically then determine. Then you could. This is something that they're doing, like the tree geneticist. They're hiring a new tree geneticist actually at MU. So that person might be interested in this too, because we work with them on 1,000 canker disease research and stuff. We help fund their tree geneticist program.
My name is Daniel Scheperle. I'm a forestry major at the University of Missouri. Dendrology being the class where you just learn what the trees are and how to identify them. We learned about all of the native Missouri trees, and then in the classroom we learned about just other random trees everywhere else. This is pawpaw. This is a Semina triloba, and its leaves, if you crush them up, they smell like green peppers. I've been working here at Boone Creek Farm for the last 2 months. My tasks at hand were to take inventory on 3 of the stands here, to take care of 1,400 walnut saplings, to do general landscaping, and to take care of some grapes and some orchard trees. It's been a lot of fun, to be honest. It's enjoyable to be in the woods 8 out of the 10 hours of the day, even if it is really, really hot. I learned this in field studies, actually. White oaks usually are trouble doing this with them because the wood expands so much. To become quite familiar with every tree that I have been learning in the classroom for the past couple of years. It's been a lot of fun.